Stand up.
What up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I am your host, A.D. Walker, the pusher, the grower, the motivator. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you guys for always sharing, because what? Sharing is caring. All right, let's do this. Today, we're going to have a wonderful conversation about perfection. And we're going to have an amazing week. This is going to be a good week. And we appreciate you guys for being here, always rocking, always supporting, always being in the building. And if you're not part of our text community, text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. As well as make sure you join our Discord community. Definitely worth being a part of. Be sure to click the link in the description box. Bam, bam. Let's see. And all that and then some. It's Monday, guys. It's Monday. So happy Monday to you. Again, always great that you guys are a part of all that we do. I do not take it for granted. And if you're looking for the link, it's in the description in the YouTube space. Let's see, splickety splow. Turn our Discord. So make sure you share. It's caring. And I appreciate you always being a part of our conversation. So make sure you are in the building. Let's see. All right, there we go. What else? I hope everyone has had a wonderful weekend. It's been great. It's been busy, making some things happen. Greetings. Hey, Mama McCoy. Appreciate you being here. Again, make sure you join our text community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. And never miss an episode. So today, today we're talking about where's it at? Spliggity splow. What's our responsibility? Nope. To our community? No. Are you hindered by perfection? Perfectione. Are you hindered by perfection? So we're gonna dig into that conversation and some of the things that may be stopping you from being more than you can imagine. So, or even having things that we want, but we're looking for perfection instead of stepping out on faith. And there's going to be a lot of different situations. So I pray that you are having a wonderful day, a great morning. It's Monday. It's time to go get it. Thank God it's Monday. And I appreciate you guys for being here. You could be anywhere, but you're rocking with the Brothers of Legacy. So make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Yeah. So if you haven't been following the January 6th trials, it's been getting interesting. Some of the Daily Show, who I watch off and on. I mean, I watch quite often, but because I don't have some of the schedules I used to have when I used to watch the Daily Show more, the Daily Show is talking about, showing some of the January 6th defendants talking about how they were handled by the police, and it's just such a weird thing. Well, such an ironic thing, about the complaints about how they've been handled and handcuffed and just thrown in the car, and you know, so such is life. Such is life. Um, yeah, it's interesting. This whole thing is just interesting. It's interesting because we have such a interesting country. I don't even want to say a great divide as much as just interesting. Um, because there's so many schools of thought, so many schools of thinking that honestly I can't just say it's black and white. It's just different. It's just different. Real talk. I mean, it's racism. It has playing in. I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm trying to erase it, but it's just different. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how I don't know, like the narratives, how one does one thing, the other does it, and it's like, oh, it's different. So, all right. So, without further ado, we're gonna kick it off. Pastor should be here in a moment, possibly not, because life happens, and it might be just me. So, are you hindered by perfection? That's what we're talking about. Let's get it. Make sure you are sharing because sharing is caring. Make sure you are tagging. Make sure you are commenting. Listen, the best part about going live as opposed to just chatting it up, YouTubing it, trying to do all these fancy edits is the fact that I love to get other people involved in these conversations because that is the basis of Brothers of Legacy. The motto, we don't stand out, we stand up. And having these conversations where there's people chiming in, give us your thought. You're not going to always agree, which is fine with me. You said to live near a railroad. Technically, yeah. I mean, well, it's not really technical. Yes, I do. Like, I can hear the train. So I guess that's considered what you around the block or something. So, yeah. I don't. Do you hear one? Look, it's far enough that it's not that bad. Like it's very faint. But yes, I do live near one. So yeah, definitely, like I said, sharing, caring, tagging, and join our community. Text LWN to 84576 as well as join our Discord community. Click the link in the YouTube space. The link is in the YouTube space. The train. Oh, there was a train? I didn't even hear it. I got headphones, but it's connected right to my mic. I didn't hear it. Listen, you got it up, my brother. You got it up. Anyone else hear that train? Because I didn't. All right. So as always, hang tight. Hold on. We'll be right back after this. Spliggity splash.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
It's so quick. I can't even breathe. All right. So today we're talking about, are you hindered by perfection? Are you hindered by perfection? Now, there are a lot of things that we want to accomplish in life and things that we want to happen for us, from business to relationships, and all that and in between. So today I wanted to discuss, appreciate that. He said, I like my 3-minute live. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into doing that. It kind of helps inspire me. So today we're talking about, are you hindered by perfection? And some of the things that can happen, that we always stay in a space of what we're gonna do and how things need to be a certain way before we get started. This thing has to be completely perfect before I commit to it. Even in relationships, I want to be married, but this person has to be a particular way. There are the red flags, but sometimes we put up standards that are so high not even that high sometimes. It's just like you're asking a lot and you want perfection. But what you need is what God has for you, right? So we have our gifts, and I won't release my gift. Like I talked to somebody some time ago about, I heard they were podcasting, and I thought they already had things out. It was like, yeah, man, I've done 7 interviews, I got it already recorded, but I don't want to release it until I got like 15 in the queue so I can stay consistent. And I was like, I hear you. Because sometimes you get in this space where, especially when it comes to social media, you want to put stuff out consistently. You feel like if I do it consistently, people are looking for it consistently, and I can stay on track. And if I have enough backup, I can never, it'll prevent from me being inconsistent. The problem is, for the most part, if you struggle with inconsistency or you feel like you're inconsistent, you have to change the habit in order for you to stay consistent. You know, when you always have a backup plan to the backup plan, you fall back on it. It's almost like human nature. Like, I got a backup plan. I got money stashed. Like when we have a backup plan, sometimes it keeps from us from really being hardcore into a habit. So for anybody that feels like I struggle with consistency and I have to do such and such in order to be consistent, my answer to that, this space right here, is just do it. I struggled with consistency, believe it or not, for a long time. And what I had to come to grips with is the fact that if I didn't start, if I didn't do what I needed to do to create the things that I wanted to see, then it never would have happened. You understand what I'm saying? Consistently being out here, consistently doing the work in order to achieve what I want to see happen. And we can get so caught up in what either what others think, we think others think, and and we could watch way too many YouTube videos. We could watch way too many people, and we can get lost in the shuffle of life and never put out, never get started. You can't do anything until you move forward, right? That one step, then the next step, then the next step. You might stumble, but you just got to keep moving. So when it comes to the perfection of consistency, especially when it comes to content, social media, you have to, in order for something to happen, get started, right? And I know someone's in there and they're watching this on the replay or listening to this, listen to the podcast, like, but I have to do, I've got to have the perfect, for me, and this is probably why I started doing my lives again. I started with the phone and the mic. That's it. Just the phone. just the phone and the mic. And I mean, I thank God that the phones have gotten better. Because if you look at, I think I can pull out some old videos, when I used to be on the phone, you can see the progression in how phones have gotten better with the camera, with the sound, because real talk, Apple, the one I got now, and the ones that are being made now have an amazing mic. The microphone is like omnidirectional. It could pick up so much. You could hear the depth of sound when you listen, especially on the headphone. You could you could hear kids over that way or something happen over here. The sound quality, the microphones on the phones are amazing, but at least for Apple, they're all the same. But honestly, like, you just got to get started. Like, if anything that I want to impress upon you, this first part is just the fact of getting started. if you're trying to build consistency. Because I know we've all either have struggled or are struggling with being consistent at anything. Um, and I think if you really believe in what you're doing, if you really believe in what you're trying to change, right, or the outcome that you're trying to accomplish or achieve, then it takes stepping out and just being consistent. Um, we are sometimes caught up in a space where we want things just to be exactly right, exactly perfect. And for me, like, you gotta put yourself on a timeline. Like, this is my timeline to get what I can get done, and then I'm gonna start. And that's got to be it. Um, we have to be able to just get started. We have to be able to just jump in and start the progression of building and do what it takes to create what we're trying to create. I think, let me see something. 1 second, guys. Hang tight. Oh, I don't think that. Okay. All right. So I appreciate you guys for rocking and hanging. I'm not closing out. I just had to take a quick pause, a thought note. Let's see. Make sure I'm on task. You're on task. All right. So yeah, that's the first thing, right? So the perfection or the hindrance of getting started or consistency, trying to have things perfect, trying to have things exactly right, can definitely be one of the biggest challenges that we face. Another in this kind of same vein of building perfection is the let's see, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, now I feel better. Another thing in the same vein of perfection or trying to build something, greater. Like I said, consistency is even if you're trying to write a book, right? And not knowing where to start. I think things like that, like any project, any business, everything takes a consistent nature in order to get to the goal that you're trying to get to. Even when it comes to, and I always talk about working out, I've lost that stride 2 years ago. It's good. Then COVID just messed everything up, and I've just been struggling to go to the gym. Doing stuff at home now. We've been good with that. Been pretty consistent. Like they're missing there too, but I'm on track. So when it comes to like working out and the things that you want to achieve and your body, creating a consistent plan to push yourself, even when you don't want to push yourself, just being in the right spaces to do what it takes to become whatever your goal or whatever you see your future self becoming is huge. So what hinders you? What perfective mindset is hindering you? What is in your head that's keeping you from your goal? What are you trying to accomplish to that you've not started? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you want to start that you haven't started because you feel like it has to be perfect before I start? Let me know what you think. Those in the replay, those in the comments now. Let me know what you think. Like, what is it that you want to start, but you feel like I don't really have it all together to start? Because if it's already in you to do a specific or particular thing, then what is it that's keeping you from starting the consistency in building and starting this thing? Because we get paralyzed, because we look at a lot of times what we call it lane watching. We watch so many other people doing other things, and we have no idea that, we don't know what it took for them to be where they are, right? We look at their numbers, we look at their cadence, we look at their view, we look at how they look at the camera and all that good stuff. And we get stuck. We get stuck in a space where I'm not there. I'm not ready. Um, but you never know where you're at until you get started in the race. Yeah, you just see. This is you can't wait till you got it together. Right. Can't wait till you got it together. That's procrastination central. Indeed, Rich. Um, we've got to get to a mindset where we can shift out of wanting things to be perfect and knowing that it's right. We're good. Like you got to get into like a good space and just do what it takes and build that consistency. Because I think a lot of us, I think that's the main thing we struggle with, that consistency. And once we stop, we miss a day, miss 2 days, miss 3 days, we feel like we failed. I'm done. I ain't doing it. But sometimes, you fall off. You just got to get back up. If it's the gym, you fall off. You just got to get back up. If it's writing, you fall off. You just got to get back up. If it's doing live streams or consistent recordings or YouTubes, you fall off. Just got to get back up. It's okay. It's okay. And a lot of times we are so hard on ourselves about the practice of consistency and perfection that we fail to do or move out of the space we're in. And so today I just want to kind of encourage you that things don't have to be perfect. You just got to get started, right? And then in the space of the things that you want, and when it comes to I think past is coming through, so it's about to get good. Let's see. My camera and mic aren't showing up. You might need to just go out and come back in, but you just gotta check your mic and check your settings. Go down to settings and check that. Sorry. Coaching a lot. Let's see. You gotta back yourself. Do it better as you go. Yeah. Also, definitely. Listen, that team or that accountability, those people around you definitely help with getting to your goals and holding you accountable. Who can you have that's going to hold you accountable or keep you consistent? It's not always easy to find. It's not always the easiest thing because they forget. Their consistency and keeping you consistent can fall short. What they tell you, and the standard they hold you to can be lacking, so it's challenging. It's not always easy to do that. Right. No man and no woman is an island. Indeed. But there's a lot of people that act like it. A lot of people act like I got to do it. Me and mine. I got to do it by myself. A lot of people. Some folks don't feel like they have nobody around them that can help them do what they need to do. And I would challenge you to tell you that you do have people around you. You just haven't reached out. You just haven't reached out. There are people that can help you. There are people that can assist you. And if you reach out and that person doesn't do well, reach out to the next. There's always a community of people to reach out to. Most of us have a community. We just never reach out. Most of us have a community. We just never reach out. Especially if you go to a church or worship center, school, any place where there's consistently even at work, you can always find a community of people that are going towards the same direction. I guarantee it. You just got to be willing to not look for perfect. Not look for perfect that I'm sure I can learn from you, Samantha and Pastor. We got a little wisdom. We know a little something. But yeah, definitely got to get out of the perfection mindset when it comes to what you're looking for, what you're trying to achieve. And the standards are fine. Got to have a standard. Standard for a job, standard for a certain kind of work, standard for a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend. Got to have a standard. There's always a standard. But is that standard perfection? Is that standard too detailed, and leaves no room for error? Because the relationships we have, we gotta leave room for error. Even our friendships, gotta leave room for error. Many people get stuck because they don't want to, I can't have friends because last friends I had did such and such, and we get stuck in a space that you don't allow your friends to mess up, to make mistakes, or to do something wrong. We've got to get into a place where we allow our relationships or our connections to make a mistake, to mess up. Um, yeah, no, no such thing as perfection. Indeed, it's definitely, we got to give our jobs, our churches, got to give them room to make a mistake. Got to give them room to screw up a bit and not get things right, because too many times we are holding folks to a standard that's not always achievable, that we don't even achieve. But yet we want people, jobs, churches to be in such a perfect place. All right, I think he's ready. Nope, not ready. So listen, definitely, like I said, when it comes to relationships, we gotta allow people to have errors, man. You can't. No one's perfect. No one's gonna get it exactly right. No one's ever gonna always say the right things. We're gonna say dumb stuff. People say dumb stuff at the wrong time, and I know, like, you just, they didn't comfort me. Well, their mind was focused somewhere else. They missed the mark. they weren't there. Can you forgive them and give them another shot? This is the second time in 20 years. It's been 20 years and they only messed up 2 times. They got a good batting average. I'm just, you got to look at it from that side. Like, you only had to tell them twice. Oh man, high five, my dude. You on fire. like you get one time and you good. Good morning, Keita. Good morning. So real talk. Like, gotta give people a shot. Give them a shot. People are human. Your pastor's human. Your minister's human. Your deacons are human. Give them a shot. Give them some grace. Have the conversations. Coworkers are human. Your boss, they're human. They had a bad day. They were perfect. Nailing it. Then they said something slight. I get it. They had a bad day. Everybody has a bad day. Or bad moments. Not even a day. I don't say bad day. Moments. Because you have, sometimes you wake up, wrong stuff on your mind. Bills. Like, why'd I wake up with money? Why'd I wake up thinking about this money? like I always try to get up, give God grace. If I open my phone, go to the Bible app, start reading. Just try to start my day in the right mindset. So I'm not thrown off. I used to have conversations with my wife sometimes, I get up before her and she getting up. And as she getting up, I'm sitting down. These are the problems going on in life. It's just like, good morning. Can we not just jump right into what's wrong with life? Can we at least hug, talk? I was like, my bad. I've been up. I'm already there. I'm already worried about this stuff. So, yeah. So it's we can't see perfection in others. We know we're not perfect. You gotta give. I don't know. I didn't even think about this stuff when I was forming this topic. Oh no, I take that back. When my wife threw this topic at me, I can't even take total credit for this. But I never really thought about the fact that we quituate people. we quit so much because folks aren't to a standard. Not that they can't achieve, but we just don't give them the grace. Like we got from God, we don't give people the grace to mess up sometimes. Like folks is not going to be perfect. They're not. It's not. Sorry. It's not. You're not always gonna get along. It's funny. I remember Pastor said, our relationship's gonna get better when we get to the point when we start disagreeing. He said that's when our relationships get better. That's how it gets deeper. The disagreements. We all kumbaya. It's we always know all is well. Let's see. All good? All right. Coming to the stage all the way from Georgia. Pastor Brian A. McCrory, Senior. Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning. Good morning. Please forgive me. My shirt looks like it's alive. We got some technical difficulties today. My cameraman, I'm gonna have to fire my cameraman.
Oh. You fired after this broadcast. You fired.
Yeah. I don't know what it is between the lighting in here. For whatever reason, it's not working today. So I apologize for my tardiness.
You're good. You're good, sir. But yeah, so like I said, today we're talking about, are you hindered by perfection? Are you hindered by perfection? And Pastor can definitely talk about, standards. Like I said, you can have a standard. There are no goals. There are things that there are character flaws, and then there's things that you just like. It can change a relationship, and that's fine. You do something like, man, I didn't know you was like that though. Like certain things, like, man, I get it. We here, but we ain't here like this no more. I didn't know you was like that. There could be those moments, and I guess maybe that's what you mean by Richard. You said there's messing up, and then there's really messing up. But this is certain decisions you make. You're like, I never thought you would say that. And I didn't. Okay, it's cool. We cool. But I then, like that. Ain't that the universal? Like everything just changed. I then.
Right.
I then. like there's no words. Just I then. That's how you feel. I feel you. I get it. I get it. But we just gotta afford people the grace. People have moments. People, he didn't speak to me today. He was focused. His mind was on the problems happening in his life. He could only see, I gotta get to work. I got all this stuff going on at home, and I just gotta get through this day so I can get back home and handle, and just, I apologize. I ain't say nothing. I'm focused today. I'm in a mood, and then sometimes you're just in a mood. Like I'm in a mood, and I'm in a mood, and I feel like if I conversate, my mood is gonna come out. So I'm trying to spare our relationship by just like giving you the way to keep moving. I just gotta keep moving, because and listen, and as up as I'm like, I'm gonna give myself at least a 90% to 95. I'm up. I'm good. But that 5%, there be moments I'm like, like you ever have something, because me and you kind of like personality when it comes to like positive, you ever in that space, you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta get rid of this. Like I gotta get rid of this. Like I'm fired. Like and I'm not even mad at whatever situation, people in front of me. It's sitting on me so heavy. It's like it's gonna spill on somebody. Somebody's gonna get this, and they ain't gonna deserve it. I gotta do something with this. God, take this away. Like but you like hot. You just hot. You're like you never thought you'd be like, oh, I'm just hot right now. Just ugh. And it's usually them things that you can't change. Like I can't do nothing about it. I'm just stuck with this feeling. And so with you, do you feel like those moments and the perfection, like have you ever been hindered by wanting things perfect before you started something?
I don't. So to me, there's a difference between a perfectionist, and obsessive or OCD.
Okay.
I think that I can be a little technical.
Okay.
In certain areas with certain things.
Right.
But again, it really depends on the situation. You want a moment to be right.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be. I mean, how you define perfection? I don't want to get into too many of the details or anything like that, because I don't want to turn it into another kind of conversation of semantics. But yes, I have had moments where something did not turn out the way that I would have liked for it to turn out. a situation is not, it did not meet my expectations,
Right.
you know. But in terms of perfectionism as a whole, I don't think I struggle with
Okay.
that. Um, I think when I put stuff in a cabinet, I might be a little weird. When I
I
fold
got you.
clothes, you know,
Right. Right. Right.
I like neat corners,
Right. Right.
you
I get
know,
it.
that kind of stuff.
I get it.
Uh, Relationships, I guess what I've learned in life, to Richard's point, is there's no such thing as perfection. The only
Right.
perfection we have is God.
Right.
Um, but secondarily to that, I think that God's creation was perfect. But what's interesting is if you go look in the scripture and you look in Genesis,
Right.
when God did all the things he did, he saw that it was good.
Right.
He didn't say he saw
There
that
you
it
go.
was perfect.
Right.
He
Right.
saw that it
Right.
was good,
Right.
you know. So that should give you some type of understanding,
Right.
right? Some balance
Right.
with regards to our expectations. If God
Right.
says it's good, why can't good be enough for you?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because he didn't say
Yeah.
it was perfect.
Yeah.
We
Definitely.
deem it perfect because we have everything we need. So when it
Right.
comes to like in business affairs and stuff like that, I mean, I want my word to be my word,
Right.
right? If your word is your word, then that's good.
Right. So let me ask you, because of your standard with yourself, one time, like, okay, we just start a relationship, kind of business wise, and 3 months in, I don't keep my word.
What do you mean you
That's
don't
it.
keep your word?
Um,
Because there's a difference between
that's it.
keeping your word with getting these bills paid and keeping your word
Right.
with like a lunch appointment.
Right. Right. A project I said I was going to get done. That you needed for, let's just say, a presentation. Like either numbers, graphs, something like, and then I don't keep my word and I say I don't get it done. So now you have to scramble. You have to get it done.
But see, to
Probably
me,
was
that's not aiming at perfection. That's aiming at expectations
okay.
and
That's good.
character,
That's good.
right?
Okay.
Mean what you say what you mean,
Right.
and
Right.
if
Right.
for
Right.
whatever reason you're unable to do it, please communicate. You know,
Gotcha.
that's
Gotcha.
character building,
Okay.
integrity building, those types of things. Now, what it looks like, the deliverable,
Right.
maybe my perception or my judgment or evaluation of your deliverable. If you have a presentation or whatever project that you're supposed to be doing, and
Right.
I am not pleased with the deliverable,
Okay.
maybe I had a picture of what the deliverable was supposed to look like,
Right.
and you had a
Right.
picture of what it was supposed to look like. You felt
Right.
like you did everything you needed to do, but yet it
Right.
still fell short.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
could call me a perfect. Well, it doesn't have to be perfect. Well, says who?
Right.
Right?
Right. Right.
Why is my expectation considered perfectionism
Right.
versus yours? Maybe you're slacking.
It don't take all that.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
don't
We all
take
have
all that
different
guy.
standards, and
Right. Right.
so
Right.
my standards may be higher, but that does not make them perfect.
Right. But then does that make me wrong?
No, it doesn't make, to want things to be a certain way doesn't make you
Right.
wrong, but to not excuse or account for when it doesn't happen, that could be a character flaw, because the old adage, nobody's perfect. Yeah.
He said, Richard said, your word is your word, no matter what, it is your integrity. So Sam says, sometimes things happen, doesn't
Right.
mean it's intentional, right?
Right.
He said, right, why can't good be enough for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Good enough for God.
Right. 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 And Richard said, dating is a tricky area, I guess, when it comes to choosing.
Yeah, but how do you, like, we are, you want to talk about perfection. We are perfectly imperfect.
Okay. Okay. Break that
We
down.
weren't designed to be perfect,
Right.
but we are a perfectly imperfect design.
Okay. I need to go deeper
I
with
mean,
that
I
one.
know it sounds weird, but
Yeah.
And for that, you're not going to always get what you expect.
Right.
It's not gonna
Right.
always happen.
I got you.
You
I
know,
got you.
there will be letdowns. There will be disappointments from
Right.
others to you and you towards others. You're not going to
Right.
get it all right. It just is what it is. And I don't even like making that statement because in my mind, it is what you make it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But in terms of in terms of, you know, execution on things, you're going to get certain things right. You're going to mess up some stuff. You know, take the bad with the good. In everything, give thanks.
Right.
Progression is key. Moving forward is key. So I am not a perfectionist. Although some people may look at me and some of my expectations, they may look at me like I am a perfectionist. No, my standards are just different than yours. You know,
Okay.
I like my macaroni and cheese a certain way. I like it perfect. No, I like it to appeal to my taste buds.
Right. Right.
Doesn't mean yours is nasty. It just doesn't appeal
Gotcha.
to me.
Interesting. All right. So let me ask. Okay. So with like when it deals in relationships and things of that nature, so it's like, so what would you say is the difference between having a standard and perfectionism? Let's see. Rollin says, I like things right the first time because I value time. Indeed.
Such a perfectionist.
Well, didn't give me the ability to understand what. It's a question. Why didn't, I guess, God give men the ability to understand how women minds work? Come on.
What? If we understood, we would just manipulate more than we do
Right.
now.
That's good.
That was God's way of saying, this is for all you corrupt men. I'm gonna put enough in these women to keep you on your toes.
Right. So he said, but yours may be nasty. See that, Sam? He didn't even go there. He just said, yours is yours. Oh man. So yeah, standard perfectionism. Like, do you think there's some standards may be too high when it relates to certain things, or
It's relative.
It is.
It really is relative. You know, I like to wash my car.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to. I want, when I'm finished washing my car, I want it to look like it's been waxed. So I wax it. I wash it and I wax it. Right? You look at my car and be like, yeah, but you didn't put anything on your tires.
Right.
I mean, it's so, you know. Oh, Lisa got something.
And I saw that too. So
oh, yeah. She's going back to Richard's comment.
Right.
Yeah.
Said, you can't tell me my standards are too high just because you can't meet them.
Right.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, there's two sides. There's two ways of looking at that. You know,
yeah.
I want my son to hit a home run every time he steps up to bat.
Right.
He's not going to hit a home run every time.
Right.
He's got a great swing. He's got a great eye for the ball, but he's not going to hit a home run every time. So if that's your expectation, something is wrong with you. You can want it.
Right.
But if it doesn't happen, you have to be able to survive it. And you have to allow the other person to survive it.
I guess that was for people. Just means they aren't for you. I'm allowed to want what I want. Could there be a standard?
That is a perspective. That is a perspective.
Okay, but I know this is like totally shifting from when I started this conversation, but let's go here. All right, so I mean, is there a standard too high? I mean, I guess where is it relative, right? It's what I want, and like I said, it's what I want. I mean, but couldn't it be too much? Like if someone's like, hey girl, that stand is kind of high. Like there's only 3% of the people in the world that could do that. Like, and they ain't in America.
You mean you're not in that 3%? What's wrong with you?
All right, I got you. She said, too high for who? That's good.
Yeah,
That's
well,
good.
I
mean, I get it. I guess, whatever your perfection is, I guess if you can't find it, you can't find it.
Right.
I guess you always be in your state if you can't find what you're looking for. Is that the case, Pastor? I guess if I can't find a quiet church with a mega pastor.
Quiet church with a mega pastor. That's.
I'm just saying, like,
I
like it. Like, I like my sounds like this. I don't like all that craziness going on in church, but I like the big church. I want a big church that's quiet. I'm just saying, it's my standard. He said, okay, all right, we're flipping it. She said, but on the flip side, I have to be able to live with the lack of it being fulfilled. Indeed.
Well, so what is
he
perfection?
Said Joel Osteen. No, they're not quiet. Go ahead, though.
Oh,
right, exactly. I'm just saying, All right, go ahead, Pastor.
That's tough. That's tough. No, I mean, define perfectionist.
Mm.
Who wants everything perfect?
Right.
How do you define that? Where do you start? You want your hair perfect, but you're going bald.
Mm.
Steve Harvey tried it for a long time.
He held on.
He did.
He was holding on. Yeah, he held
long
on
time.
Yeah.
Long time. You know.
Yeah.
I see the spray painted corners and all that stuff. I see the you do what you do because you want what you want. Right? Is that perfectionism?
Mm. It's interesting. He said reality is reality.
Yes.
Indeed. Yes, indeed, Mike.
Truly. I think you can lose your mind trying to perfect. Not trying to perfect, but expecting everything to be perfect.
Right.
Can cause some psychological issues for you. I think we're in a perfecting process.
Mm.
We want to get better and better
at
anything that we do, if not everything that we do. Absolutely, McNair. Absolutely true. Because you can get lost in pursuit of perfection and miss the entire blessing of the journey.
Definitely. Sam said it depends on how you define perfection. It may mean something different for everybody.
And that's my point, Samantha, is that you have to ask yourself what, you have to define what it is. Because you can be a perfectionist in a specific area that warrants it. Right? I want to give God a perfect praise. I want to give God a praise that causes heaven to respond. I want my praise to be perfect. And I want it to be perfect every time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is because I don't have God's ears.
Right.
All I know is I'm going to put everything into my praise and hope that God receives it. Right. So I personally feel like when I give God glory, if I feel like I'm falling short, I'm gonna just sit down, or I'm gonna keep going until I get it right.
So you get it right.
I tell people in the church sometimes, I say, keep hollering until you feel something.
Right.
Keep shouting until something begins to happen.
Right.
Get it right. Let's perfect this thing.
Let's see.
Being free as possible from flaw or defects. Yeah. So who is that?
Right.
Who is
Right.
that? You know,
Right. I want
that's
somebody that
another way
wouldn't.
of saying you're not there. Being free as possible from flaw or now, even that definition is not perfect,
Mm. Said
right?
perfect.
Because it says free as possible.
Right. 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 It's like I wake up with a flaw. Just- my goal is just for no one to see it. Like I said, perfect or provoke. Okay. Okay. I
You
may
mean
be missing
provoke
that.
heaven?
Oh, right, right. That may be what he's talking about. Said perfection for most simply means exactly the way the envisioned or want something.
Yeah.
I got you. I think
Okay, I got you,
yes.
McNair.
Okay.
Yep.
Uh you said so. I mean, when we say perfection, like I think when it comes to the context of this portion of the conversation, it's more or less a really, to me, like a high standard. And what I mean, okay, so what is a high standard? An example of a high standard um, would be like I want I want to have a relationship with someone that never gets angry. You know, that never gets angry. Right.
Then you want a relationship with someone who you'll never know how they feel.
Right. I'm just, like
Because the reality is you're in a relationship with someone who never shows anger.
right. Yeah.
Not that they never get angry.
Get angry. But yeah, they don't
Yeah.
they don't get angry. Like, they don't show anger.
That's scary.
Yeah. It's like a time bomb right there.
Yeah.
I feel like, like, okay, I understand. I'll be right back. Ron says, I think perfectionist is one that is constant strive for better to be the best with no letdown. Okay. With no, okay. He was finishing that sentence.
No, see,
No
you talking about striving. We're all
Right.
striving. See,
Yeah.
see, I love that statement from Rollins.
Right.
Hey, are you back, by the way? Are you back in the States,
Just a quick
Rollins?
side note. Are you in the States?
Yeah.
You back?
I mean, I don't think you're doing this all the way from Scotland, but we're all striving.
Right.
We're all ever
Yes, sir.
learning.
Oh,
We're
yes, sir.
all
That works.
coming
Okay.
into. Okay, welcome back, man. Thank God for
Welcome back.
safe
Yes, sir.
travel. That's just me putting you on blast, letting the world know you didn't let me know you landed safely. But we thank God nonetheless.
Thank God. Amen. Amen. She said I had the same question.
Right.
Oh man, that is funny. Yeah, I mean, I get the striving. I think okay, so the context of the conversation that I'm having is just, having a standard that's high, that's so high that you're not getting what you want or what you're going after because your standard is too high. I guess that's probably like a better way to put it in the context of where we're at now with the conversation. When I started the conversation, it was more or less a starting because you want things to be perfect. Like starting a business or starting if you wanted to start on like YouTube or go live. I think that's a lot of people with social media, that's like their number one thing. They want things to be like perfect before I ever go live. Ever. I need this, I need that. I'm like, it's never gonna be enough because you're gonna be looking at the lighting, you're gonna be looking at your camera, and then God forbid, then you're probably looking at other people's YouTube and like it took them a minute to get where they're at. I was like, what you need to do is scroll to their first year, and then yours will look just like theirs. That's what you look like right now. People take a while. Like I see some cameras, I'm like, man, that's dope. But if I looked at this stuff, I never would have got started. I'm like, how did they get the lighting like with the background that looks so dark and dope and the front looks so light and but it took a minute. They've been doing video after video. They figured it out. Let's see. He said it's my fault. Charge it to my brain, not my heart.
Love you too, man. Absolutely.
Oh, man, listen, Rollins is solid, but that line right there, charge it to my brain, not my heart. I'm like, man. Like I said, Rollins is a solid dude. I'm cool with him, and I know he meant it. I just been hearing that and like, all right, then.
Well, it's just true. It lets people know, like that was a brain cramp.
Right. Yes, indeed.
Not a heart miss. My heart is with you, but my agenda, my distractions,
Pick up your phone like, why'd I pick this phone up? Like, she said, Ephraim said, I've been following all of Sean Pick, wishing I was there.
Right.
Oh man, that is funny.
That's not Tiger Woods, that's Sean Rollins.
Right. Indeed. Richard said, I did pre-recorded lives on phone for a while before I went live for real. Indeed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yes. Indeed.
Practice makes better.
Right. Not perfect. Better.
Not perfect.
Better. So today I just think about the standards you have for certain things, that if you've not gotten started, or you've not gotten the relationship or career or certain things that you want, sometimes perfection drives you. Right.
You mean like the pursuit of perfection?
That's the way I'm. Yeah, pursuit of it.
Yeah, I agree.
He said practice makes perfect. There you go. See, we went around that. See that? You got to follow.
That's that sidecar swipe right there.
But definitely, like, just kind of check your standards. I'm not saying they're too high. They may be just right where you want them. And you like, I'm going to wait the 15, 20 years before I do. But, if you're not getting started and not doing certain things, or not going after certain things because it has to be such a perfect space, then just kind of reevaluate your standard. Perfect practice. No, he said, no, perfect practice make perfect. Listen, I appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Recently we watched a few, and within 3 lives, I was fairly. He said recently we watched a few, and within 3 lives, I was fairly good and dope. Good and dope. I was dope. All right. So, few things. First off, make sure you are staying connected. Join our community. As you see at the bottom scrolling. Join our community. Text LWN to 84576. Secondly, be sure to join our Discord community. Click the link in the YouTube space. Hold on. Ephraim says, there's no shame in working on your craft. No shame in critiquing your performance. But at some point, it becomes paralyzing. And that's where the real opportunity problem. Yes, indeed. I believe you grow. Critique as you go. And get better. And then ask for others' opinions that are around you that aren't, that would give you good, constructive opinions. Not just tell you that you're great. Just pick at it. You want someone to kind of pick at what you do. You should have, when you were speaking, you should have held the mic a little like this. Little things. Sometimes it's the little stuff the little habits that make you better. All right. So again, LWN to 84576. Join our Discord community. Click the link in the YouTube space. And don't miss Purposeful Forever tonight. I got the men. We're going to be discussing some deep issues. I'm going to see if Pastor's available. I didn't get a chance to ask him, but we're going to see my late invitation. And he'll respond later. All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys later tonight at 8 p.m.
Your request better be perfect.
I got it. All right. As always, know that we love you. God loves you more. Continue to stay safe. Do the right thing. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Make sure you share. All right. So be blessed. Keep pushing. Keep growing. And we will see you in the AM. Peace out.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. legacy. We don't stand out.